Oh, they need to get their license pulled too. Everybody's incompetent.
Because there was nothing to do.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. This is Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial that you guys wanted me to talk about, so I cannot wait. I'm just going to jump right in. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Good afternoon, Ms. Heard.
Let's go.
Good afternoon. Mr. Depp hasn't looked at you once this entire trial, has he?
Oh, that's interesting.
Not that I've noticed, no.
You've looked at him, though, many times, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Is that a bad thing?
You know exactly why Mr. Depp won't look back at you, don't you?
I do.
He promised you you would never see his eyes again. Isn't that true?
I don't recall if he said that.
You don't recall?
One of the last times you ever saw Mr. Depp was when you met him in San Francisco in July of 2016, right?
That was the second to last time I saw him, yes.
Okay.
And this was after you had publicly accused him of domestic violence.
I got my restraining order before that, yes.
Oh, my restraining
order. And this
order.
is after you had obtained the domestic violence restraining order against him.
That's correct.
Let's please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 1229. For the record, it's at 1101 through 1209.
I don't think we've heard that
would be
one.
Admitted into evidence.
I've watched this whole trial.
1229?
Yes.
Turn on your mic, girl. Can't hear you.
You want it entered in its entirety?
Yes, please.
Okay. 1229 entered in its entirety.
Wow, I've not heard this. I don't think we've heard that.
I don't understand. Is this what you want?
No. Oh no, a hug will save it all. All this, everything we
I just wanted to touch you.
just. Really, after all this shit you just said?
I just wanted to give
After
you
all
a
this
hug.
shit you fucking accused me of?
Yes,
Touch
please,
me?
please stop me.
Fucking
Please stop.
fucking nuts.
Please, I just wanted to hug you and say bye. I didn't want to get any back.
We did that last night. It's fine. That was good enough. No, because I'm nothing to you. And I will always be nothing to you.
Calm. Calm.
What?
What? You're not my shrink.
Your head's my heart. Please just hold my heart.
No, it's your own fucking heart. No, we'll never see each other again. You won't don't take my fucking glasses off. You don't like fucking looking at not my fucking eyes? You will not see my eyes again.
There you go. You'll not see my eyes again.
That's you and Mr. Depp in that recording.
That is.
And this is from when you and Mr. Depp met in San Francisco in July of 2016, right?
Yes, that's what it sounds
She's still
like.
looking at the jury all the time.
In the hotel. We met once after that as well.
This is after you publicly accused him of domestic abuse.
Yes, and got my TRO.
And he tells you you will not see my eyes again, doesn't he?
Yes, he does in that recording.
And he kept that promise,
TRO.
hasn't he?
Oh.
As far as I know,
TRO.
he cannot look at me.
He won't look at you, right, Miss Heard?
He can't.
One of the first questions your counsel asked you on direct is, why are you here? Do you remember that?
I do.
Let's please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 357A, which is already in evidence, Your Honor. And for the record, it's 2122 through 2140.
Oh, he has recordings too. Why is he laughing? You got to be confident.
See what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp.
Oh, we heard this.
I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and
Yes.
it's a fair fight. It's these how many people believe or side with you.
Fair fight.
That's your voice on that recording, right?
Yes, it is.
And you were speaking with Mr. Depp?
Yes.
And you said to Mr. Depp, quote, you can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and the judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp, a man, a victim too of domestic violence, end quote. That's what you said, right?
I was saying it to the man who beat me up, yes. I thought it was preposterous.
And the man you beat up numerous times.
Oh, wow.
Right, Ms. Heard?
I could never hurt Johnny.
Oh.
You're here in this courtroom because Mr. Depp finally told the world that he is a victim of domestic violence.
I know that he is suing me. And
She rolled her
has
eyes.
sued. other people or corporations that have said that as well.
Because
You
you
don't think you would
told
tell
them.
the world he was a victim of domestic violence, did you?
I found it hard to believe that he could or that he would do that, considering the relationship he and I had. I thought it would be crazy for him to do so, knowing what I know we lived through.
Or, as you
Ooh.
said to him in that recording,
Or-
who was going to believe that Johnny Depp, a man, is a victim of domestic violence, right?
With all due respect, I wasn't saying it because he's a man. I was saying it because he was a man who beat me up for 5 years.
Mr. Depp is your victim, isn't he?
Ooh, she's not playing today.
No, ma'am.
And once he left you, you continued to abuse him publicly
Camille
by
is not
calling him an
playing.
abuser, didn't you?
He is an abuser, and you can look either of us up online and figure out who's being abused online.
Let's look at some of that.
Oh, we're gonna
Mr.
look at
Depp
it.
wears rings on every finger, doesn't he, Miss Heard?
That's my experience, yes.
And they're not delicate rings, are they?
No, they are not.
Every one
They're
of his
big
fingers is
skull and-
adorned, your words, big,
There's a
chunky
company.
rings. Isn't that right?
That's my experience of him.
And Mr. Depp is always wearing rings, right, Miss Heard?
That's my experience of him.
And you've never known him not to wear these rings.
That's my experience, is he normally wore rings, yes.
So Mr. Depp was wearing these big, chunky rings on every finger. Every incident of abuse you've described to this jury, right?
I can't say for certain it was in every single incident.
But you've never known him not to wear rings, right?
In general, my experience with Johnny is that he wears rings almost all the time.
Okay. We can see that. I think it's
Ms. Heard, do you recall giving testimony in a deposition in this matter in January of this year?
I do.
Can we please play from your deposition, day 2, 512, page 512, lines 11 through 15?
celebrity jeweler Albrizio. Okay, that's the company, the jewelry company that he gets his rings from.
You said he hit you and he was wearing rings, right, Miss Heard? So he hit you with rings on every finger?
I don't know if I've ever known Johnny to not wear rings.
Yeah.
That's a UK company.
Ms. Heard, you testified to an incident in March of 2013 where Mr. Depp hit you in the face multiple
Alfred
times.
Albrizio.
Do you
That's the
recall
rings.
that?
That's correct.
And you testified, quote, you don't know how many times he hit you in the face.
That's correct.
So Mr. Depp hit you in the face multiple times while he was wearing rings on this occasion, correct?
Wow.
Which occasion in March are you referencing? You weren't
The
specific.
testimony that you gave on day 15 of this trial,
I'm looking at the rings.
March of 2013. You weren't specific as to the day.
There were several incidents.
The one where he hit you several times in the face.
I'm sorry, just so I understand better. There were several incidents in March. Which one are you asking me about?
The time that he hit you several times in the face wearing rings.
Well, he pretty
In
much
March of
always
2013.
right.
Okay.
What are you asking me? I'm sorry.
He was wearing rings on that occasion?
I pretty much always knew him to wear rings.
Okay, let's please pull up
Don't just
Defendants
say yes.
Exhibit 170A,
These rings are
which is already in
expensive
evidence, Your Honor.
These rings are expensive for silver, but they're big.
You testified this is a picture you took after that incident, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes, that was one where he grabbed me.
And hit you in the face so many times that you don't remember. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
And there's no injuries to your face in this picture, are there?
Not that this picture shows.
And there's no medical records reflecting that you sought treatment after this alleged incident either.
I did not seek medical treatment at this time.
So there's no medical records reflecting any injuries to your face after he hit you several times.
I did not need to go to the doctor at the time.
Did you need to go to the
Despite
police?
hitting you several times that you lost count with rings on on his fingers.
That's correct. I did not seek medical attention,
Yeah, never.
other than my therapist.
No medical attention, no police records. That's what we've been dealing with the whole time.
You testified to another incident in March of 2013
And no pictures
13,
of
where
these
Mr. Depp
things.
hit you while he was wearing a lot of rings. Do you remember that testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
And you testified you felt like your lip went through your teeth and it got a little blood on the wall.
Whoa.
Yes, I remember that.
There isn't a picture of you with injuries after that alleged incident, is there?
I don't know if I've
That's
seen
what I just
one.
said.
I can't recall. There are a lot of pictures.
You didn't produce any photographs after that alleged incident, did you, Ms.
I don't know if I took one or if it's included. I'm not quite sure which ones.
You didn't show any pictures to this jury after describing that alleged incident that your teeth, your lip went into your teeth. You don't
Lips
remember
are
that,
like me.
right? You
I
didn't show
don't-
any pictures to this jury after describing that incident, right?
Not worth photographing.
I don't believe I've seen that picture admitted.
That picture doesn't exist.
I don't know which
It
one you're talking
doesn't.
about. We have pictures from
The
March
lip, teeth.
2013. Yes.
The only picture that you've produced and shown to this jury is the one that was just put up on the screen, where you said he hit you multiple times in the face, and you appear to have what is a bruise on your arm.
Oh,
correct?
Not on your face.
I believe this is the only picture that's in evidence right now.
That's the only picture you've shown to this jury from March 2013, correct?
I believe so.
This is a legal case.
You testified about an incident in Russia on or about June 26, 2013. Do you remember that?
Yes, that's correct.
You testified that Mr. Depp, quote, whacked you in the face.
What?
That's correct.
And you went to the bathroom after that, right?
I did.
And then, according to your testimony, when you came out of the bathroom, Jerry Judge, Mr. Depp's security guard,
That
who's passed
poor
away,
man. That
pointed
poor
out
man.
that your nose was bleeding, right?
He did that in the hallway.
And you said you hadn't known that your nose was bleeding until Jerry Judge pointed it out to you?
Yes, that's correct. I was unaware until he brought it up to me. I didn't see it when I was in the bathroom, but I wasn't looking.
Oh,
So it's your testimony that you went into the
this
bathroom
is too
and
much.
didn't look in the mirror, which I assume was in the bathroom, to notice that your nose was bleeding?
That's not why I went into the bathroom. I went into the bathroom crying. I don't even know if I paid attention to the mirror. I certainly didn't enough to notice any blood.
I
You
certainly.
didn't take any pictures of your bloody nose either, did you?
I did not.
But pictures were taken of you in Russia, though. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
because
that's
she
correct.
wouldn't have gone to the
Yes.
bathroom to
Or a dinner.
do any fecal
Let's please
matter.
pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1.
She does that in the bed, right? So it wouldn't be to do a number two. That's not where she does that.
This is a picture of you and Mr. Depp in Russia, correct?
That's correct.
I'm going to move to admit.
All right, no objection. 1248 in evidence. You can publish.
And also, Jerry Judge must be
And this is you and
rolling
Mr.
in his
Depp in
grave.
Russia for the Lone Ranger premiere, correct?
It was a dinner function, I believe, in promotion of the movie. Wasn't the premiere, if I recall.
You don't have any visible injuries to your face, do you?
None that you can see.
You see?
Let's look at Plaintiff's Exhibit
see.
1249.
The fact that she knows there are pictures of her and she just,
This is a picture of you, isn't it right?
That's correct.
you see?
I'm going to move to admit Exhibit 1249.
All right, 1249 in evidence.
Is this lawyer media trained? She never seems to turn on her mic, Amber Heard's lawyer.
This is also a picture from when you were in Russia for the Lone Ranger premiere, right?
That is correct.
And you have no visible injuries to your face, do you?
No, because
None that you can
makeup.
see.
Hello, makeup.
Even though Mr. Depp whacked you in the face so hard that your nose bled
He did.
No, but makeup is
while wearing chunky big rings, right?
That's correct.
the bruise kit is what I was wearing, honey. That is the bomb. Apparently. This is a
You also
relief
testify that Mr. Depp,
for me
again,
to see this.
whacked you in the face after the Met Gala in May of 2014, right?
That is correct.
You testified that you thought he hit you so hard he broke your nose.
That's correct.
You said your nose was, quote, swollen, discolored, red.
That is correct. I took a picture of that.
You testified you took a picture of your face after this.
I did.
But you didn't show that picture to this jury, did you?
I would like to.
Wait.
But you didn't show it, did you?
That's not up to me.
Oh, it's somebody's fault. It's somebody's fault that such a huge piece
I
of
understand
evidence.
you were under an obligation to produce all photographs after any alleged incidents of violence, right, Ms. Heard?
I produced everything.
Oh, so you're blaming
You
your
didn't
lawyers.
produce any photographs after the Met Gala.
I produced everything.
I feel like the only photo of her being damaged.
You also understand that you're under an obligation to produce all medical records reflecting any injuries you allegedly sustained from Mr. Depp, correct?
That's correct.
And you haven't produced any pictures or any medical records reflecting a broken nose after the Met Gala in May of 2014, have you?
I have given everything to my lawyers.
Of course.
Everything.
Oh,
I
no,
turned
we
over
know. Yes,
literally
yes.
everything that I have.
Of course.
Is it your
you have.
testimony, Ms. Heard, that you sought medical treatment after Mr. Depp allegedly broke your nose after the Met Gala?
Not after the Met Gala. I did not seek medical
Oh.
attention, no.
You also attended an event after the Met Gala in May of 2014, didn't you?
That is correct.
And you went to the All-Star Comedy Tribute to Don Rickles.
That is correct.
That was the next night after the Met Gala.
That is correct.
And there were pictures of you taken at this event.
Yes.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1252.
Listen, she would have had to fire her lawyers if the one and only piece of evidence of
This
her
is a
being
picture of you,
injured
Ms. Heard,
got
Yes, it is.
lost.
at that event
Yes, it is.
the night after the Met Gala.
Yes, it is.
When there
Night
are all
after
these
Mr. Depp
pictures.
allegedly broke your nose.
I'm not sure if it was broken for the record, but yeah, you should see what it looked like underneath the makeup.
When there are all these
He
pictures of
whacked
her
you
being
so hard in the
fine.
face that you thought you had broken your nose.
Exactly.
I told you the makeup was a miracle makeup.
Permission to admit this photograph.
All right, 1252 in evidence.
This is a picture of you, Mr. Depp, and Don Rickles, right?
That is correct.
I mean, Don Rickles' face looks swollen, but that's about it.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1253.
I could not have kept those lawyers if the one picture of me being
This is another
broken
picture
up
from that evening,
and
right, Ms. Heard?
bruised
Yes, it is.
that I
Permission
took.
to admit Exhibit 1253
This is sad.
and publish it.
This is
All right,
bad.
so moved. 1253 in evidence.
This is a picture of you and Mr. Depp at the
Flawless.
event the night after Mr. Depp allegedly whacked you in the face so hard you thought he had broken your nose.
He did whack me in the face, and I did think it broke my nose.
And this is you the night after.
Yes, it is.
Son of a gun.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1254.
Yeah, keep drinking that water because whatever's in it.
This is also a picture of you at the same event, correct, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
Move to
Something's
admit
gotta help this
Plaintiff's
pain.
Exhibit 1254.
All right, 1254 in evidence. You can publish. Thank you.
Just to confirm now that the jury can see it, this is a picture of you at the same event the night after Mr. Depp allegedly whacked you in the face so hard you thought he broke your nose.
This is a picture of me after he did whack me in the face.
The night after, right?
Yes, it is. I believe it was the night after, yes.
But she's like a lizard. She can just grow back a tail. Like,
Your nose doesn't appear to be
can
injured in any of
regenerate.
these pictures, does it, Ms. Heard?
I'm wearing makeup.
Your nose doesn't appear to be injured in any of these pictures, does it, Ms.
not the
Heard?
makeup.
That's why I'm wearing makeup.
Right. And makeup covers up swelling, right?
Makeup will not cover up swelling. Ice will, though.
Oh, ice. Okay.
Ice will cover up swelling?
Ice reduces swelling. Normally, the swelling after that kind of injury is not as bad as you might imagine. And for me, it wasn't that bad. I have a picture of it underneath the makeup. That's how I, know how
told
to
you.
reference it.
She's a lizard.
A picture you haven't produced or shown
did.
to this jury.
She
right, Ms.
regenerates.
Heard?
I produced everything.
But you haven't shown it to this jury.
I would very much like to.
And what
It's not
happened?
my job.
Ah! Whose job is it?
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes.
The people you've given a job. Yeah, so this is crazy. Like, I can't believe this is so bad. And it would. She's going in hard, but every little bit just is such a relief because. Yeah, I mean, this can't be real. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I just need to take a moment here. I've been looking forward to this for so long, and I just cannot believe that Amber Heard is sitting up there. I wonder if she's trying to antagonize her so that she will just, because she is a ticking time bomb at this point. She's angry with her lawyers. She's drinking water frequently, nervously. And this is just about to, I think she might be trying to antagonize her to the point where she goes into like her fight mode, her like WWF fighter mode, because that is obviously her problem. So I'm just watching to see how she just ticks away at her. I think that Amber Heard has a career in WWF after this, by the way, because she is so proud of her being able to fight. And like Amber Heard is wants to be this warrior princess, and she somehow gets some not even satisfaction. She gets some high out of fighting and being this like fighter woman. I think she definitely has a career in that, like Tanya Harding, who that's all she had left after she showed how crazy she was. Like, she can have a career as a WWF women's fighter, especially how she describes all the fighting scenes that we've heard before when her lawyers did their direct with her. She was so relishing in talking about all these details of fighting and combat, and like she really loves that. I think that is her real career, and I think she should fight men. I don't know if that's a category because I'm not really into wrestling, but she should probably fight men because she really hates men. That's the bottom line. And this is crazy. Like her whole brain, like I think if you could look inside her brain, you would see about 50 different movies going on at the same time. Like she's just so crazy. And someone was saying that like, oh, this is better than a series or whatever. Like if you were watching a series on Netflix or something, this is even better. It is, because it's real. Like if they tried to make a series to depict this, it would not be believable. Nobody would believe this is actually, like, people would be like, oh God, this movie is so much crap. Like it was so predictable. It's so crazy. It was so whatever. It's so unrealistic. This movie, whatever. It was just so bad. Because nobody would believe that anyone is this crazy. I mean, we might have, and I think this is why it's so cathartic, because we might know bits and pieces of this kind of character that we've met, but to meet somebody like her, I don't think a lot of people have met somebody like her, like really with all of those elements in one person. I'm just enjoying this so much. It's so bad. Everyone can relate to this, whether it's divorce, whether it's abuse, whether it's, reputation, isolation. There's so many things going on here that people can relate to that all of us have not got our justice from. And it's so good to watch this and see the justice from it. And also hope that it does not affect women who are truly experiencing these things. Because this is an anti-feminist movement. She might think she's a lesbian and a feminist and a advocate for this and that and an activist and all that. She's actually doing the opposite. And I think that is why it's so important to address it. And I mean, I know my demographics are mostly women. My demographic is mostly women. So I thought I had to do this. And it's so familiar to me in terms of the Meghan Markle stuff I've been doing. It's, again, Meghan Markle discredits racism by pretending, and she discredits abuse by pretending. And it takes a really entitled, non-self-aware person to think they can go out in this world and propagate and propaganda everyone into believing them when everyone has a brain. Like, you have to be a Karen to be like, oh no, I'm gonna pretend. Like, and I am entitled to that because that's my privilege as a woman. You're in court on a stand. And I knew she would lie.
Ms. Heard, you testified that in January of 2015, there was an incident in Tokyo before Mr. Depp's the film Mordecai's premiere. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you told this jury that on this occasion, Mr. Depp was kneeling on your back.
That's correct, in the closet.
You also told this jury that you wore a backless dress to the Mordecai premiere that very same night.
I did.
And you testified that you were checking for bruises in the car on the way to the event to make sure that there were, quote, no visible marks, right?
I was checking on my phone after the event to make sure that you couldn't see anything.
Okay.
Your testimony was that you were checking in the car on the way to the event to make sure that there were no marks
On the way.
on your back.
Perhaps I misspoke or misunderstood. It was on the way back from it was after I was concerned. After, concerned that there would be marks in any photographs since we were being photographed at Johnny's press event.
And you didn't show this jury a picture of you in that backless dress, though, did you?
I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry.
You didn't show this jury a picture of you at the Mordecai premiere
Show.
wearing a backless dress, did you?
I haven't had the opportunity to.
Okay.
I assume you have it?
I do. Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1256.
She's feeling the fire. I feel like that person that just coughed
This
is
is a
like,
picture of you, Mr. Depp, or the back of you, at the Mordecai
Liar.
premiere in Tokyo, correct, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
Your Honor, I move to admit and publish this picture.
let me
All
see
right,
the back.
1256 in evidence.
She's still looking at the jury, but like she can't as much as when she was performing and looking straight at them and like.
This is you in the backless dress at the Mordecai premiere in Tokyo, right?
That is correct.
You would agree that there are no bruises or visible marks on your back in this picture.
No, not that I could see.
Why wear that dress if you were so
show you
concerned?
One other photo.
That's
If
what
we
it-
could please have
that's what-
Plaintiff's Exhibit 1257.
That's what Camille is showing. Why, if you were so concerned, wear that dress? You lie.
This is a front angle picture of you and Mr. Depp at that premiere, correct?
That is correct.
Move to admit Plaintiff's Exhibit 1257.
All right, 1257 in evidence.
This really shows you how quick Camille is on that mute button with her mic, because it seems like Amber Heard's
I'll show you
lawyer
one more picture.
just
Plaintiff's Exhibit
can't get it together.
1258.
She just can't
And
get
again,
it
Ms.
together.
Heard, this is you and Mr. Depp at the Mordecai premiere.
Yet Camille
Yes, it
was
is.
like, objection. No,
Move to admit Plaintiff's Exhibit 1258.
Inaudible
All right,
mic.
1258 in evidence. Publish.
And that's the backless dress, right, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
You also told this jury about an incident in Australia in March of 2015.
Yes, that's correct.
You testified that after this alleged incident, you had cuts on your forearms, right?
Yes, that's true.
And you testified that you had cuts on the bottoms of your feet as well.
Yes, that's true.
The smirk is killing
And you
me.
testified that you had a bruise across your jaw from when Mr. Depp, quote, clocked you in the face, end quote.
That's true.
You didn't take any pictures of these injuries while you were in Australia, did you?
Sorry, the clocked thing.
I don't think I took any pictures.
I just hate
You
that
just
word.
took 2 pictures of Mr. Depp's writing on a mirror. Isn't that right?
I believe so, yes.
So you had your phone on you, right?
At some point I did have my phone.
And your iPad?
I had my iPad, I believe.
You testified that you were also raped with a liquor bottle in Australia, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes.
You testified you bled from your vagina as a result of that sexual assault.
She's tough, Camille.
Yes.
There aren't any medical records reflecting that you sought medical treatment for any of these injuries, are there?
I did not seek medical treatment after Australia, no.
Not for the rape?
No, I did not want to tell anyone.
Not for the cuts?
No.
It's not
Not
it's
for
not
the
about
injuries to
telling
your face.
anyone. It's about
I
telling a
didn't need to.
doctor. It's about being concerned about
You also
your
told the jury
body
about
and that
an
you may not be able
incident
to
on
reproduce
December
again.
15,
It's about telling the police again
2015, right?
confidentially, like, this is what's happened to me.
Where? I'm sorry.
I didn't want to
December
tell
15th,
anyone. Oh,
2015.
come on.
Yes, that's correct.
You told this jury that after this
I'm gonna
incident,
stop there on that
you had a
because that
broken
is
nose.
so much crap. Like, I don't
It
even
certainly
know
felt like it.
how. Why do people even say that?
Sir, do you recall giving testimony?
I didn't
on
want to
May
relive it.
16th?
I didn't want to tell anyone.
in this
Okay,
trial?
fair enough. But when you're bleeding and all these things are happening to you, don't you care if you can ever have children? Don't you care? Like,
You were
that whole thing is completely crazy. I mean, you'd have to be under anesthetic, literally, to be raped with a liquor bottle. There's no amount of hands and legs that could hold you down to get that done, especially from a man that you're saying is sleeping all the time and nodding off and just like just.
On which page? I'm sorry.
4593.
4,000 pages of transcript.
Yes.
Starting on line 8. I thought I probably had a concussion and certainly thought, excuse me, strike that, let's start over. I thought I probably had a concussion and certainly that I had a broken nose. There was blood everywhere, blood all over the pillows. My head was bleeding from the ripped out hair, chunks of hair on the floor, all over the place actually. So lines 9, that I had a broken nose. Do you recall giving that testimony, Ms. Heard?
Yes, exactly.
I would make her read it.
You had a broken nose, right?
That's absolutely what I thought.
I don't know if they can.
And you
But
told the jury that you had 2 black eyes after this incident, right?
I did have 2 black eyes after that incident.
2.
And you testified that you also had a busted lip from when Mr. Depp punched you.
That is correct. From December, yes, that's correct.
You testified that the lip wound kept reopening when you moved your mouth.
That's correct.
You also testified that you had bruising on your temple
That's correct.
and bruising on your chin.
Correct.
You also testified that your head was bleeding from where Mr. Depp ripped chunks of your hair out.
I remember, yes.
And that you had, quote, gross, pussy,
Huh?
and, quote, bruising around your temple.
Maybe she'd be.
In my scalp, yeah.
Oh, would she be dead? The temple?
Now, for this incident, you did take pictures.
That's correct.
And we will look at some of those in a minute. But I first want to talk to you about your appearance on the James Corden show.
Sure. Can I close this?
Sure.
Apparently, she picks her lip, like as a nervous thing.
You appeared on the James Corden show the day after this alleged incident, right?
I did.
And that was December 16th, 2015?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's please pull up a clip of your appearance from that evening. If we could, Plaintiff's Exhibit 35. And for the record, we will only be playing a portion of this, so we will call it Plaintiff's Exhibit 35A.
All right, any objection? 35A in evidence.
She's nervous.
I grew up, in Texas riding horses and.
Oh, really?
Not
Not a big ballet community out there in Texas.
No, not so much. Shooting guns, yes, but ballet, no. So I wanted to train for it, and there were some ballet sequences that we wanted to have the option to incorporate into the movie. So I trained forever, and I have 2 left feet. I'm the most klutzy person in the world, and I have no grace.
Right.
So I knew.
Your Honor, I'm so sorry, but it's not published to the jury. If we may have it, please, published.
Okay.
I wish they could show the
Apologies.
footage.
If we
Oh, they
can
are
please start
showing
that
it.
over.
Start it over, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Thank you,
okay,
Your Honor.
because I was wondering. Yeah, she looks
I grew
really
up
beat
in
up in this
Texas riding
footage.
horses and.
Oh, really? Not a big ballet community out there in Texas.
Not so much. Shooting guns, yes, but ballet, no. So I wanted to train for it, and there were some ballet sequences that we wanted to have the option to incorporate into the movie. So I trained forever, and I have 2 left feet. I'm the most klutzy person in the world, and I have no grace.
Right.
So I knew.
There's nothing on her.
I knew I had to train for it, and what they don't tell you, I crammed about 3 months of solid training in, and I'm kind of like working my way up from the floor and learning the technical aspect of ballet, and I've got these dances down technically perfectly. I'm learning all of the movements, but the last thing we get to are the hands. And I haven't yet got to that point, but everything else is working. I'm acting it up on my face, and I'm selling the ballet. And I think I'm doing really good at this point, kind of nailing it.
Oh, come on.
And
She's so
so I
long-winded
send
always.
videos and images to my friends to get encouragement, look for their support. And everyone shoots back, what's with the claw hand? And I look and I realize all that stress and fear of performing and doing this thing had just kind of funneled out through the one thing that I hadn't yet
What were your hands doing?
So I'd be doing this amazing, I'd be doing a jump with a back bend, and you can see this graceful falling, and my hands are and my face face though is like I've got that you saw in the clip, like this beautiful 1920s, stage makeup on and like flower crowns and all this stuff.
Beautiful,
and then my
wonderful.
hand and my face, and then my hands.
All this hyperbole. So they zoom in when she makes that weird face, don't they? And you can see that she's not in
That was you on the James Corden show on December 16th, 2015, right, Ms. Heard?
That was.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 98.
Also, if she was training forever, she should have known that the hands are the most important part of a ballerina. Like, ballerinas
These
just
are pictures of you on the James Corden show on December 16th, 2015, right, Ms. Heard?
muscle memory.
They look like freeze frames, like screen grabs. Stills. They're not like it's not like a photo shoot. It doesn't seem.
Okay, well, she didn't say photo shoot,
But
did
on
she?
the James Corden show, correct.
From that appearance, yes.
Move to admit and publish Plaintiff's Exhibit 98.
Any objection? All right. And Ms. Bernhoff, you could move the microphone and turn it on for you. So Judy and I are having trouble hearing you.
Yeah, that's where they zoom.
Sorry about that.
All right. Thank you. All right. 98 in evidence. Thank you.
No lip splits.
That's a photo of you opening your mouth on the right?
That's correct.
Why does this
And
look
again,
like porn?
a larger view of the same photo on the bottom
That's correct.
with a split lip.
You've seen pictures of it without makeup. Yes.
So you had a split lip.
Where
and
are
you
the
were
pictures
moving your
then?
mouth that way
I sure did.
in those photographs.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, show the split lip pictures without makeup then. It's crazy.
You did take pictures of your alleged injuries after December 15th, correct? And you showed those to the jury?
I sure did, yes.
Sure did, Adam.
Let's please pull up Defendants Exhibit 516, which is already in evidence.
She's like, what are they doing now to me? A lot. They're doing the most.
Testified that this is a picture of you after the incident on December 15th, 2015, right?
It was.
Just a regular picture with no
And if
makeup.
we could also please pull up Defendants Exhibit 517, which is also in evidence.
Oh, yeah. I see all the beatings from that left side or right side.
That's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What is
This is also a picture of you after the incident on December 15th, 2015.
That's correct.
Very important. She has a bad habit of picking her
If we could
lips.
please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 409, which is already in evidence.
Or it could be a cold sore. I mean, it's not. Oh, Lord. She can cry now? New photos show Amber Heard's injuries allegedly. People magazine. People have.
These pictures ended up in People magazine in June of 2016. Isn't that right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
I remember when
You
People
gave
was
these
not.
pictures to People magazine after you publicly accused Mr. Depp of domestic abuse, didn't you?
I didn't personally know.
Oh,
This was you protecting Mr. Depp after you got the restraining order against him, isn't it?
No, this is him calling me a liar and me forcing to prove it, as I mentioned to you earlier.
So you did give these pictures to People magazine.
No, I gave these pictures actually to my lawyers and my representatives at the time.
So it's your testimony, Ms. Heard, that your lawyers and representatives gave these pictures of their
Careful.
client to People magazine in the middle of a contentious divorce?
I certainly did not personally give it, no.
oh, so they should be disbarred. And you still haven't fired them.
You also have a medical record from after the December 15th, 2015 incident, don't you?
A partial one, yes.
You went to see Dr. Kipper's office a couple days later.
What's a partial medical
That's right.
record?
He wasn't in the office.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 47, which is already in evidence?
But what is a partial medical record? You check in, but you don't check
This
out.
is your medical
like-
record for December 17th, 2015, isn't it, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
And this record doesn't document any physical injuries on you, does it?
Headache.
I don't think so, no.
Only
I-
headache?
I don't think I spoke to Kipper. I didn't speak to Kipper that day. And
But you
I
went
didn't,
to Dr. Kipper's office and were seen, correct?
I went to Dr. Kipper's office for a concussion check.
Right. Okay.
No
and
vision
this medical
check.
record is from that visit, correct?
Or no vision changes, sorry.
Partially, yes.
Scroll down, please, if we could.
She bumped her head while standing up. Nothing this woman says makes sense.
The signature, Kipper, down below. This is the entirety of the medical record. Right, Ms. Heard?
Yes, what I meant by partial is
Thank you.
I didn't talk about what happened to me. I didn't get into my injuries. I didn't get into what happened or ask for anything other than should I get some sort of scan done.
Oh, of course. Okay, that
But
makes
this
sense.
record doesn't document any physical injuries on you, does it?
I'd have to read it in full, but I don't know.
Well, let's do that.
It's not that long. I've already read it.
Please go.
And I'm a slow reader.
Well, under skin on the second page, it reads intact, normal color, moisture, hair distribution, texture, turgor, no signs of, oh, this is going to be hard, cyanosis, mottling, jaundice.
Cyanosis. Lawyers can never...
It also says I'm a well-nourished male.
Right.
Are not
I
doctors.
have no idea what that means.
I think this medical record's missing a lot of things.
Oh, so they should be struck off the
Doesn't
register
document
too.
any physical injuries.
Doesn't seem to be documenting anything.
Oh, they need to get their license pulled too. Everybody's
Probably
incompetent.
because there was nothing to document, right, Ms. Heard?
I disagree with you on that.
You don't have any medical records reflecting that you broke your nose during your relationship with Mr. Depp, do you?
I saw an ENT after my relationship ended.
Why?
And you saw an ENT, it's your testimony under oath that you saw an ENT for broken noses that you sustained as a result of Mr. Depp?
No, but the ENT told me I sustained
Objection.
multiple fractures.
No, I'm going to move to strike.
I'll sustain the objection.
Sustain it.
Move to strike.
Thank you. So again, just to try my question, there's no medical records reflecting that you broke your nose during your relationship with Mr. Depp, is there, Ms. Heard?
I don't know what made it in evidence, but I do know that I documented that visit and that everything was given to my attorneys.
Ms. Heard, you never went to see any doctor or surgeon to treat a broken nose during your relationship with Mr. Depp. Yes or no?
I never sought treatment for broken nose while I was with Johnny.
Or after you were with Mr. Depp, as a result of any injuries you sustained as a result of Mr. Depp.
Afterwards, yes, I
Compound.
did.
And you didn't produce those medical records in this
She
case.
got away
I'm
with
going
it.
to object, Your Honor. She did.
I did.
I don't know.
They have not been produced, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
they not only
All right,
been
if you would
produced.
come and approach.
Approach. I thought she got away with a compound question there, but Amber Heard's lawyers are crap. And how come you go all the way after years of like having this injury to then check it out? I mean, fix it immediately. That's the only way to fix it, really. Because like, don't you think if you wait a long time after having an injury that it's going to be harder to fix? Who even does that? Who thinks like that? Oh, I'm just going to not go right now. And then like, I think she was trying to, at the time, obviously, when she decided to go forward with this, start to like shop doctors and shop evidence and shop medical appointments and stuff to show that she was injured. But it was already too late because nobody does that. Nobody thinks like that.
You don't have any medical records reflecting that you required any dental work during your relationship with Mr. Depp, do you?
Because the teeth and the lips were, teeth was in the lip, and the, yeah. Check it out.
I don't know.
What you mean?
I don't recall.
You don't know if you go to a
You don't
dentist?
recall one way or another seeking dental care for any injuries you allegedly sustained?
You asked me about if I had produced records or if I had records. That's a different question.
Oh, you're a lawyer
Did you ever
too.
see a dentist
Don't go
or an
there.
oral surgeon as a result of any injuries you sustained with Mr. Depp?
Not about any injury I had from Johnny, no.
And you don't have any medical
gonna
records reflecting
say.
that you required any reconstructive work during your relationship with Mr. Depp, do you?
I never required reconstructive work, so there would be no records.
There would be no records.
What you do have, Ms. Heard, are pictures of Mr. Depp sleeping, though, right? The jury saw a lot of those.
Yes.
Ms. Heard, let's take a look at Defendants Exhibit 1090, which is already in evidence.
That's just super creepy to take pictures of someone sleeping. I would not like that to be done to me. Like, because you can't consent to it, and it just seems very violating.
You took this photograph, right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
And you testified that this was taken in Tokyo in July of 2013, correct?
Yes.
Tokyo was lit.
So you decided to take a picture of Mr. Depp asleep on the floor?
He was passed out.
That's a
And
yes.
I took a picture of him because he wouldn't remember. He claimed he didn't pass out that way. And sometimes security would carry him like a baby into bed, get him changed. And he would be none the wiser. So I started taking pictures of it so that he knew that it was real, that it had gotten this bad.
Let's take a look at Defendants Exhibit 1091, which is already in evidence.
I mean, I think Johnny likes drugs and alcohol.
You took this picture as well.
That's all that. Oh.
Yes.
And this is a picture that was taken in the Bahamas, right?
It's one of them, yes.
And this is a picture of Mr. Depp taking a nap on his tropical island.
I believe he was on the nod, but as he would say.
Sleeping on the nod on his island.
They're very different, in my opinion. And
Okay.
yes, he is on the island.
On vacation.
We were on vacation, yes.
So you can't sleep on vacation
Let's
now?
also take a look at Defendants Exhibit 1092, which is also in evidence.
I don't think you should sleep on vacation. It's just so
You
lazy.
also took this picture, right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct. I did.
And this is another picture of Mr. Depp asleep in a chair.
No, he was nodding off. Sleep is different. When you're nodding off, you're high on drugs. Didn't even feel the cigarette in his hand that had been burning on his leg.
A cigarette?
It was cause for alarm for me, naturally, because I cared about him.
It's your testimony under oath that Mr. Depp is holding a cigarette in this picture?
He had been.
Where's it at? Also, I thought he was
You really like taking pictures of Mr. Depp while he's sleeping, don't you?
so creepy.
I hated it. I hated it.
It looks like you hated it for
Let's
real.
look at Defendants Exhibit 1094, which is also in evidence.
I thought you said he's an old man and this and that. Old men lie down. Sorry. They don't even need to lie down. They
This
just
picture
sleep.
of Mr. Depp as well, didn't you?
I did.
You decided to
saw
take a
that.
picture of Mr. Depp asleep with ice cream spilled all over him, right?
He was nodding off, and I was worried about how bad the medications and the medication change and the drug use had gotten, where he wouldn't even feel ice cream or a lit cigarette on him, and it scared me.
The lit
Really
cigarette
picture
there,
of it.
though.
Yes, I wanted him to get help, and Johnny's surrounded by enablers who clean up after him.
Objection,
and protect
Your
him.
Honor, I'm going to move to strike everything after yes, because you took this picture.
Strike it.
Responsive here on it.
The question was, did you take this picture?
All right. I'll sustain the objection.
Sustain it.
Your Honor. This isn't a very flattering picture of Mr. Depp, is it?
No, it's not.
You wouldn't agree that this is, or you would agree with me that this is an embarrassing scene, right?
Yes, I think it's a part of getting help is looking at it, seeing it.
But you sent this picture to one of your friends, didn't you?
I don't recall.
Oh, okay.
If we could please pull up
Maybe she
Defendants
didn't.
Exhibit 252.
Oh, exhibit. Hold on.
We'll only be looking at the portion of this document. So if we could please call it Defendants Exhibit 252A.
252A.
And for ease, we've gone ahead and redacted it.
Good job.
Yes, I was asking for support. That's correct.
There's no question yet, Ms. Heard. So directing your attention, I'm going to move to admit.
She's getting
Exhibit
angry. Miss Heard is getting
252A.
angry.
Any objection?
Miss Heard is give her
Any
a
objection,
katai,
Miss
what we call in the Caribbean.
Could you turn your microphone again? Sorry. Thank you.
I need to see it first because I
Okay.
don't know what they redacted.
252.
We redacted the identifiers
These lights are
and
making
anything that's not Ms. Heard's
Up or down.
text messages. Consistent with hearsay.
So she doesn't remember sending the photos. Or that photo. But she said she wanted support. So she did send the photo, I guess.
You remember we approached?
Okay.
I just want to find out like why she is so good at remembering so many things. Like I remember my glasses, I remember this, I just remember the carpet, and all kinds of things. But she doesn't remember if she sent a photo to garner support from her friends. I mean, you would have to feel really badly to send photos of your husband like that. Like, you would have to feel a little bit of guilt and like trepidation about doing that, because it's like, how does it look for me? How does it look for him? Like, these people could leak it to somebody else, and then he's a famous person too, so it's like extra pressure, and that's a huge decision to make. I don't care. She thinks that her friends are her friends, and like she's in high school, you know, my friends and all that. But like, you're exactly so immature to like send out these things. You'd have to remember that like, I made this risky move to get sympathy. She's so selfish. But she remembers seeing her hand here, and she remembers feeling this person behind her. She remembers thinking at the time not only what is happening, but what could happen, because what happened to Kate Moss, and like, she remembers all these things so clearly in her mind, which I think the first part of this day 16 was basically her lawyers trying to say that like, she wrote everything down. That's how she has such a vivid memory of everything, in a diary, in a journal. Like, dear diary, today I found a guy I really liked and I had a crush on him. Who has time for that as an adult? I'm sorry. Like, I know she has no children and probably not very much work, but like, how do you have time to just write in a journal? You're going to therapy, you're doing all these other things. Why are you just writing in a journal like all day long about an incident? And even if you are writing that down, when you write it, don't you feel like, I need to do something about this to protect my life? Like, I probably need to go to police. I probably need to make a report, because in case I wake up dead, they might know that I had a history of near-death experiences and being thrown across rooms and dragged by my hair and like taught like a lasso and then thrown.
Sir, does this refresh your recollection that you did in fact send this picture to your friend Rocky Pennington?
Call log.
Yes, I did.
I mean, message logs.
You sent it to her
Rocky,
on August 7th, 2014 at 11:24 p.m., correct?
That is correct.
What is this?
So you sent Miss Pennington this picture of Mr. Depp with ice cream spilled on him.
This is
right?
what I've been dealing with.
That is correct.
And you wrote, quote, "This is what I've been dealing with," end quote. Did I read that right?
You did read that right. That's correct.
And this is you protecting Mr. Depp.
That is me getting support from my best friend.
This is you supporting Mr. Depp.
This is me getting support from my best friend. I also need support.
My best friend.
You weren't afraid the monster would get upset that you took this picture?
This was Opiate Johnny.
Uh-huh.
This is different.
Oh, different one. Okay, different Johnny. Not really
version
him.
of him. This is Opiate on the Nod Johnny.
I didn't really send a picture
And
of
you
him.
weren't afraid that Opiate Johnny, or the monster as you called him, would get upset that you sent this picture to your friend?
Well, he's all of those things. Of course he could get
He's
upset.
all of those
course
things.
that's scary to me, of course.
And nothing at all.
Did it stop you from sending this picture to your friend, did it?
Why would it?
Yeah, because he's your husband, not your bestie. Husband first, no?
Mr. Depp's right hand is in his pocket, right, Miss Heard? In this
Yes,
picture?
that's correct.
You also showed this jury pictures of cocaine. Do you recall that?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's please take a look at one of those. If we could please pull up Defendants Exhibit 167A, which is already in evidence. Directing your attention, Ms. Heard,
that
to
one.
the photograph. This is a photograph you took in March of 2013, right?
That is correct.
And this was taken at your apartment in Orange?
Yes,
And this is your breakfast table?
that is correct.
And it's your testimony that Mr. Depp left this breakfast table just the way you took it?
That is correct.
What did Johnny Depp say?
Well, the beautiful composition of the photograph would suggest that, certainly.
So this is what the table looked
About
like
this
after
picture.
Mr. Depp had been doing cocaine?
Well, clearly he has yet to snort these lines.
This is so gross.
There are 4 lines of cocaine on this table, right, Ms. Heard?
In this picture, I see 4 lines.
There isn't any cocaine residue around those lines, right?
Not that I can tell, no.
Doesn't really look like anyone's been doing cocaine off that table, does it?
With all due respect, I'm not sure you know how that works.
Yeah,
I'm asking if you do. You've testified you've done cocaine.
I have.
Doesn't really look like Mr. Depp or anyone was doing cocaine off that table, does it?
I beg to differ with you on that. When you snort cocaine, typically it goes into your nose.
typically, when you snort cocaine,
It doesn't stay on the table.
There's residue from that cocaine when your lips and nose touch the table, right?
Well, the tampon applicator next to the driver's license that you see is a device that I believe my sister had taught him
tampon applicator is a device
to use
now.
in order to put the cocaine in your nose.
Mr. Depp is a pretty heavy smoker, right?
He is.
And that's a cigarette in the ashtray in the back there? Back right?
Yes, it looks like one of his hand rolls.
There's no other cigarettes in that ashtray, are there?
Wow.
I see 1 cigarette.
1 cigarette only.
The one that's not smoked.
That's correct.
There's no ash in that ashtray either, is there?
Not that I can tell in this picture.
It's pretty clean.
In this picture, it looks like it, yes.
It's a pretty neat table. Wouldn't you agree?
Depends on what you would call neat, I suppose.
And you sent this picture to your friend, Rocky Pennington, as well, didn't you?
I sure did.
I sure did.
And when you sent it, you said, quote, "Look at my morning," or something like that. Is that right?
Yay for mornings.
Yay for
So you have
more.
a habit of sending stage photographs to your friend Rocky, don't you?
I had a habit of communicating with my best friend about what was going on in my life.
Friend. Okay. She's so
You don't
happy.
have any pictures of
to have a
Mr. Depp
best
actually
friend.
consuming cocaine, do you?
I don't think I have a picture of him mid-snort. No.
You don't even have any pictures of Mr. Depp with cocaine.
What do you mean by that?
Holding cocaine, standing next to cocaine. You.
Like
don't know.
Scarface?
No, I haven't.
And you were never able to catch Mr. Depp with cocaine on film either, were you?
I never tried.
But you were able to catch him sleeping, right?
I have seen him pass out in all sorts of places, yes.
And you took the photos, but you couldn't take
You
the
also
photo
captured a video of Mr.
of him
Depp
doing drugs.
in
Why?
the kitchen that was played again for this jury today, beating up some cabinets. Do you recall that?
The cabinet beatings.
Sorry, say that again?
You recall capturing Mr. Depp in the kitchen of one of his homes, beating up some cabinets?
Yes. Slamming things around, yes.
So you took that video of Mr. Depp in the kitchen, right?
I did. I did.
And you took it on one of your iPad devices?
I took it on my iPad.
You were deposed in August of 2016.
Where she laughs.
With your divorce proceedings from Mr. Depp, right?
That is correct.
And you will recall that the video of Mr. Depp in the kitchen was released online the day before your deposition in August of 2016, don't you?
That's correct.
You're the one who released that video.
Incorrect.
Isn't that true?
That's incorrect.
That's very
I flew in
convenient.
from another place at the time. I remember learning about it when I landed.
So it's just a coincidence that the video you took of Mr. Depp was released the day before you were deposed in connection with your divorce from Mr. Depp.
I absolutely had nothing to do with that. I wouldn't even know how to do something like that.
You wouldn't know how to use the internet. That's the cough again. Liar.
You settled your divorce from Mr. Depp in August of 2016, right?
That sounds right.
And in connection with that
getting angry.
settlement, you received $7 million from Mr. Depp. True?
That's correct.
And then
6.8 exactly.
6.8.
your settlement
Correction.
amount was $7 million.
That's correct.
But yes, that's also
And then
correct.
you
7
released a
million.
statement in which you claimed you would be donating the entire $7 million to charity, right?
That's correct.